Hi guys, Luke Jones here for DartsMad, and today I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by 2019 UK Open winner and US Darts Masters winner Nathan Aspinall. Thanks for coming on, Nathan. It's a massive honour.
No problem, Luke. How are you? Okay.
Yeah, very well, thanks.
Good lad.
Obviously, this year has been mental. Um, but before the lockdown, you obviously you had another run to the semi-final of the Worlds. And then you was playing brilliant. You won two titles, and then the lockdown happened. Was it? It must. Well, on one hand, it must have been frustrating, but on the other hand, it must have been nice to spend a bit of time with the family.
Yeah, it was obviously I was playing, some of the best stuff I've ever played in my short career, and
Yeah,
obviously when the lockdown happened, it was a bit of a kick in the balls. Really, it kind of it kind of came at the wrong time for me, but obviously it's one of them things that can't be helped. But like you said, then it was nice to spend some time with the family.
yeah,
Obviously, my career kind of gone from nowhere to being a full time pro, so the transition period's been quite full on. So I've not really seen my kids or my partner much over the last 2 years. So yeah, it's been nice to have some time off. But again, on the other hand, it's been frustrating because I was playing some really good stuff, and
yeah,
I was in a good position in the Premier League.
yeah.
Obviously, that's been on a break, but hopefully when it all kicks off again, I can carry on where I left off.
And that first title you won this year, you just went absolutely berserk. You in the court, I believe it was the quarter final against Peter Wright.
Yeah.
You averaged 117 and a half. Hit the 9 data, but you had to be that good, didn't you? Because Peter averaged just under 114, and it was only 6-4.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it was 4 all, and the nine data
Yeah,
was to break him, and I think he was sat on something like 50 after 12. So kind of had to hit the nine, otherwise I
yeah,
lost a leg. I think I went 9-11 last two legs, so that was probably the best game of darts of even when I've been practicing
yeah,
against like the computer. Probably the best I've ever played through the full 11 legs. So it was kind of after that game I thought, don't play this well and end up throwing an absolute bag of spanners the game after and getting beat. Make sure you win the tournament.
yeah,
And I kind of grew from strength to strength. I think I beat Gabriel Clement 7-0.
yeah, you did, yeah.
And then I beat your companion Gerwin Price in the back. It's always nice to get a win over Gezi.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was a good
you've got
tournament.
quite the rivalry going with him now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's I love playing him. A lot of
Yeah,
people don't like it, but I give it a little bit on stage. Obviously, he gives it quite a lot, and I thrive off that. I think it's brilliant, and he's got the upper hand at the moment. But I've won a few big games against him, which I think he knows. So yeah, long
yeah.
may it continue.
Yeah, when you're in that form like you was that day, you must feel like, well, you can't be beaten.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of players have this feeling now and then where you could in this like bubble with zone and
Yeah,
whatever. You could shut your eyes and you could hit 180s. That's how it kind of gets at times, and we all get in that situation now and then. Not as much as I'd like,
yeah,
but when you're in that zone, it's brilliant because you could be playing on pure adrenaline. You're on cloud nine, and whoever you play, you can't lose. It's kind of a weird feeling.
yeah.
One I wish you had more often, to be fair.
Yeah, but even the lockdown didn't stop you from winning titles because obviously you played in the home tour. You won that. First of all, what was it like to play in the home tour?
Um, I was quite sceptical at first.
Yeah,
I used to be a massive practicer, and I've kind of got lazy really. I'm not really that big of a practicer anymore. I normally have a 1 day a week with Louis Williams who comes down.
yeah,
Apart from that, I don't really do much. So if it wasn't for the home tour, to be fair, I don't think I would have threw many darts during the 3 or 4 months. So I was glad it was introduced to us. And at first, I was, like I say, a bit
yeah,
skeptical, but I really enjoyed it, to be fair. And I think we all could kind of took it on board really well. The PDC put it on for us, and we took the opportunity to play against the lads that we know and play week in, week out, but from our kitchen. And I did enjoy it. And obviously, the further into the tournament I got. Obviously, the more pressure and the more you wanted to win, because at the end of the day, it was still a few quid to be won, and it's always nice to it's still nice to get one over your fellow players, even if it is from home.
And obviously, you hadn't been playing any competitive darts, so it was a nice opportunity to see where your game was at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I'd not really done much. I think when the lockdown started, I think I had probably 2 or 3 weeks where I didn't throw a dart, spending time with the kids and Kirsty. As soon as the lockdown tournament got announced, I started practicing a bit. And like I say, it was nice to see the lads, to speak to the lads on the phone, because even though we want to beat each other, I'm with the darts a lot more than my own family, if you know what I mean. So you kind of missed them a little bit. So it was nice to have a chat to some of the boys, and obviously it was nice to play some darts.
Yeah, and you came back. You reached the quarter-final and semi-final at the Summer Series. But things haven't always been rosy for you at in the PDC. I want to take you back to that weekend where you was going to pull out because you didn't have enough money to get there. Your manager obviously lent you the money. Was that the kick up the backside you needed?
I'd quit my job earlier in the year, thanks to ZXF and Martin. They got me enough sponsorship it should have covered my wage for the 12 months, but when you get a bit of an injection of money into your bank, you kind of spend more than the whole thing. So it kind of got to the September, and I had nothing left. I had literally 20 quid to my name, and Martin was actually on holiday, and I said, I can't go, I've got to pull out. I've literally got 20 quid to my name, and he sent me some money over from Greece, and he said, go and throw darts, go and do what you do best. And somehow I walked into the venue with 20 quid to my name and walk out 10 grand richer, so it was quite a good day. And obviously since then, that's kind of gave me the belief that I can win these tournaments, and obviously back that up with the Worlds, and I've not looked back since, really.
Yeah, on day one, obviously, that first day of that weekend, you lost in round 1 to Ryan Searle, but you actually played pretty decent. And then the following day, you beat the likes of Steve Beaton and Ian White, and then you set up a rematch against Ryan Searle. Obviously, you won. Did that day save your career?
Yeah, definitely, because I've been around for probably 4 years prior to this, maybe a bit longer, to be fair. Obviously, I've done the youth tour, I've had a tour card, and I've lost my card. And it kind of, I always thought I was good enough, but it got to the point where I was like, am I actually as good as I think I am?
Yeah.
Is darts maybe not the career for me? Obviously, and I'll just be, a good player. I'll go to local comps, hopefully win a few of them now and then. And that kind of where my head was at the time. And obviously, when I won that, it kind of all them negative thoughts that were creeping into my head just kind of vanished within a split second. And I was like, right, I'm a PDC man's tour winner. I'm good enough to beat these players. I'm good enough to win tournaments. I'm good enough to make enough money out of it to have a decent life. So stop being so negative, sort your head out, and crack on. And that's what I've done.
Obviously, then that got you your debut at Ali Pali. Did you have any expectations going into it, or was it just, let's enjoy this and see what happens?
Yeah, obviously the World Championship in any sport you're playing is a pinnacle, and just to make it, obviously that 10 grand that I won at the Pro Tour got me in the Worlds, and I was, it was a dream come true just to make it.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a really good draw first game because Gert Nentjes was a young lad like myself. He was making his debut, and I had the upper hand because I played the European tours before. I had played on TV before, so I knew what to expect. So luckily I came through that game, and then obviously I played Gezi. He just won the Grand Slam. He was one of the favourites to win it. Yeah. I played Gezi before, never come close to him. So I thought, give him a good game, enjoy it for what it is. You're playing one of the best players in the world, and he was 2-0 up, missed a shot to beat me 3-0. I got a load of help from the crowd. I'm not gonna obviously I can't really say what they was all singing, but I think you can all remember what they was all singing to him, and I just dug deep and pulled a win out, and that me and Geddy always laugh about it. That I think that game kick-started the rise of Nathan really, because he beats me. I've gone out second round. Would I have done what I've done now? I honestly don't think I would have. But things happen for a reason. I beat Geddy and then I had a good run.
Yeah, so when you find yourself 2-0 down and then obviously facing a match start, are you thinking, oh well, it's been a good experience, you just try and kick on from here now?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think he had something like 83 left to beat me. And I'm thinking, he didn't play that well, to be fair, during the game, but I just thought, typical, if you're going to take this out, and in my head I'm thinking, well played, mate. I've enjoyed the experience. I can go back, enjoy Christmas with my family, and then next year's a new year. And he missed it. I took it out, and then I think I went 2-0 up, and the bleed came back. And I'm in this game. The crowd obviously helped me. Kept looking over to my family, and he was missing doubles all over the place, and see the crowd getting to him. So I thought, I'll do what Geddy does to people and start screaming, and that's what I started doing. And the adrenaline pumping through me was something I've never felt, even playing in the Premier League, to that game. And I came through it, and I was a very happy man that night.
And you come back there pretty much typified your whole World Championship, because it showed when you've got confidence, you're some player.
Yeah. I'm an adrenaline-fueled player. I thrive off the confidence, and I'm one of them that if I'm in front, I'm quite hard to catch.
Yeah.
In the same respect, I've come from many positions where I'm down and out, and like I say, I think a lot of the players now know that until they've hit that final double against me, I can still come back, because I want it so much. I want to win every game that I play. I never just fold and crumble. And I think that was probably the story of the World Championship, to be fair.
Yeah, obviously then you went on to beat Kyle Anderson, Devon Peterson, Brendan Dolan to set up a semi-final with Michael Smith. You obviously lost that game, but how determined were you not to be kind of known as a one-hit wonder, really? Because Jamie Lewis, the year before, he got to the semis and he struggled to kick on, so you must have been determined to think, right, I need to kick on here.
Yeah, definitely. I've said it in so many interviews. My main target after the World Championship was to, as you say, not be a one-hit wonder. You've seen it, and they're all quality players, but you've got Jamie Lewis, you've got Kurt Shepherd from the Worlds. You've had so many good players that have had a good run in the tournament and never kicked on, and I didn't want to be seen as that person. So there was no better way really to back that up than have a good run at the UK Open. And did I think I'd win it? Probably not. But just even getting through to like the final day, getting the last 16 or quarterfinals, that was my target. Yes, I exceeded my expectations anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, going on from the Worlds, you reached the quarter-final, which included a 6-1 thrash in a Michael van Gerwen. And then you
6-0, to be fair.
Yeah, and then you reached the semi-final, the final event before the UK Open. So you must have gone into it thinking, I can win this, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, I'm a confidence player, and like I say, building up to it, I was having a few good runs, I was playing some good stuff, and did I think I could win it? You got to be realistic.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to lie, I didn't think I'd win it, but like I say, getting to a quarter final or something like that would have been brilliant, just to back up a good run 3 months prior to that. And a lot of people threw a lot of stuff at me that weekend. I was facing Max Darts again. I was trailing by 4 or 5 legs in some games, and I just dug deep. And coming obviously the final session on the Sunday night, I just thought, well, no one's expecting me to be here. No one's expecting me to win. You had Geddy, Mike Smith, Rob Croft, and then me. So I was probably like the least favourite, and there was no pressure on me, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I'd won another few quid as well, which helped, and somehow I won, and Happy days. Yeah.
And actually, I won a few quid that weekend because I'd been watching you perform before the UK Open. I had you as an each-way bet, and I had Gezi as an outright bet. You obviously won, and I was 200 quid richer. So
Next
thanks
time
for
I see
that.
you, so you owe me a pint then, do you? Next time I see
Oh,
you.
definitely. Yeah, so you played Rob Cross in the final. You both, you were nowhere near your best.
Yeah.
You obviously finished it then with a 170 finish. Describe your emotions when that final ball goes in.
Well, I think I've watched it back, well, many times, and I think you can see in my face. I'm like, wow, what have you done? Like you say, it wasn't the best of games,
Yeah,
but you know, to finish it with a 170 kind of made it special. My granddad was there,
oh yeah,
so when he obviously see me win my first title, you know, he was bursting with pride.
mm.
And obviously I was as well, so it was brilliant, and what a way to win your first title with a 170.
And you obviously had a better view this time to when the first time he took you there when he was right at the back.
Yeah, yeah. I've never lived that down telling that stuff, but you know, I'm one of them guys. Like, you know, I don't forget where I'm from or anything, and little things like that make you into the person
Yeah,
you are, and that's why I kind of said it in the interview. It was, you know, 3 years ago I was sat row Z, cheapest seats in the house because that's all I could afford, and
yeah,
then 3 years later I'm picking the title up what I was watching 3 years before. So I think that's why darts is such an
yeah.
incredible sport, because you know, we're just working class lads, and you know, just one good run or one good moment can just change your life, and that's what it's certainly done for me.
Yeah, and going on from there, you continued to excel on the floor. And then you come into your first World Series event at the US Masters, and you stormed to that title. You from the quarters, you average 100.37 to see off Rob Cross. Then you average 104.21 to beat Peter Wright in the semis. I think you survived the match start there.
I did, yeah.
And then in the final, you averaged just under 107 to beat Michael Smith. You must have been gutted though that was the only event you was invited to that year.
Easy though, isn't it? It's an easy game. Yeah, no, I was obviously just to be involved in something like that was brilliant for
Yeah,
myself, and you know, you got to look at the bigger picture. I won the UK Open, and you know, look at the World Series is brilliant, and you get to see
yeah,
some amazing places. But you know, there's bigger things in the World Series, and I had one eye on hopefully getting that call for the Premier League.
yeah,
But so one World Series, I was very happy, and I was dead happy. Hence the tattoos with all roulettes on it. I was so happy to get the Vegas one. I was happy to get that one. So I had a great time out there, brilliant place, and like I say, we went there for the darts. And obviously to come out with another title was brilliant. You know, especially I think it was my first TV event after my UK Open.
yeah,
Well, apart from my Premier League thing,
yeah.
but it was the first one back after that, and so back to back titles effectively, and you know, then I am on cloud nine.
And not many people leave Vegas in profit.
You know, well, I don't think I still didn't. I think I was level.
Yeah, your performances that year then, they saw you make debuts at huge tournaments like the World Match Play and the Grand Prix. The World Match Play didn't quite go to plan. You actually played really well.
Yeah.
But what was it like? You must have felt amazing playing on that iconic Winter Garden stage for the first time.
Yeah, that's always a tournament I've wanted to make, especially because like I'm from Manchester, so
Yeah,
Blackpool is 40 minutes from
yeah,
myself. So the support I had all my family, all my mates from Stockport.
yeah,
I had the whole of the arena was cheering for me, and when I did my walk on, they all carried on singing my song after, and it took me about 2 legs to get over it because I was like my hairs on my arms were standing up. It was just unreal. I'd like to say I played really well, to be fair,
yeah.
but Mervyn King just had one of them games. He didn't miss anything. I think he took a 160 out. I think I was getting back into it.
Yeah,
I think
that was
like
a turning point, wasn't it?
Yeah, and but I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it. But after this year, I don't think I like the match play. I've not won a game yet.
Well, to be fair, this year it was very strange circumstances, and you did go down to the winner of the event, so we can let you off with that one, is it?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You then returned to the Ali Pali, and you were impressive again. You overcame great names such as Krzysztof Ratajski and the legend that is Gary Anderson, and then you beat me to set up a semi-final against Michael van Gerwen. How different was it going into this semi-final? Obviously to the year before, because this year you were well established, whereas last year you wasn't expected to make it that far.
Yeah, there was a lot of expectation on my hands, and when the draw came out, I'm very, very good mates with Andy Bolton.
Yeah.
On and off the board, but, he's one of my best mates, and I could have played him first game if he beat Danny Baggish.
Yeah.
As much as I really wanted Andy to win, I didn't want him to win because I couldn't have played him. It would have been tough for us both, and especially with my first game back after last year. So I played Danny. I was 1-0 down. Got it, but I don't think I played. I didn't feel like I played as well as I did the prior year.
Yeah.
But I beat better name players, if that makes sense. So Krzysztof Ratajski, for me, he's one of the best players.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely a top 8 player. He's a great player. So that was a great game.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah, and then obviously to beat Gary, he's one of my idols.
Yeah.
My reaction at the end told the story. I'm not one of the, I slate Dowell Gurney all the time for him dropping to his knees, and that's kind of what I did against Gary. It was to beat him in the World Championships was brilliant, and like I said, I wasn't playing that well, and yet I found myself in the semi-final. So that tells where I believe my game's at. But the semi-final, I bottled it. I'm not going to lie, I absolutely crap my pants against him. I beat him a few times, but you're playing Van Gerwen in the semi-final, and he didn't play. Well, he played okay, but I just didn't play like I can. I missed too many doubles, gave him too many chances, and that was that, really.
Obviously, I know you were disappointed with that defeat, but also you must have been very proud, obviously making back-to-back semi-finals, considering where you were 18 months beforehand, where you actually nearly quit the sport. It must have been, you must have been very proud. Yeah.
Again, going into the Worlds, my target was, like I said earlier on, we should have a good run. I knew I had the game to win it. I knew I had the game to go deep because I've got that self-belief now. But again, I had one eye on the Premier League, and I knew if I had a decent run, I would have gotten a call up. And people can say what they want about the exhibition. It's normally people that don't get the invites when they think they should. But Premier League, the one that everyone wants. It's grueling, obviously, with the travel and stuff. But you're playing in front of 10,000, 15,000 people every week, and that was what I wanted. And kind of when I walked off the semi-final, Matt Porter came straight up to me. Another good run, Nate. Well done. Don't worry, your Premier League safe. So I walked off disappointed, but then 5 minutes later I was absolutely buzzing like I just won it. It was another good tournament.
And you did get that contender call up the year before in the Premier League. Obviously that didn't go to plan, but do you think it stood you in good stead then the following year, because you knew what to expect, kind of thing?
I don't know really, because if I'm going to be deadly honest, I hate every second of it when I played Mike, because the whole idea of the contenders was to, play in your hometown. That's kind of obviously what they did of the reception at Dole. We got Hendo, Steve Lennon, and all these people that have this amazing reception. And I played in Nottingham, and Mike Smith lives nearer to Nottingham than I do. You know what I mean? So I didn't really get. And I was on first, so it wasn't even really full. So I didn't really get the full experience, and I played absolutely horrendous. Like I said, I didn't enjoy it, but in the same respect, it it was the first time I'd ever played in a massive arena. So when I came to it this year, I knew what to kind of expect when I walked on, because looking up in the rafters and just people everywhere, compared to playing in like the match play or something where they're all on the floor.
Yeah.
Completely different, and so it was, yeah.
Going forward now, you obviously you're in brilliant form. Do you believe you can go on and become world champion now?
Yeah, I hope it's this year, but I do believe. I think I'm not playing that as well as I'd like to be playing at the moment. I've just started up in my practice because even though I did okay in the summer series, I didn't play too bad in the match play, but I didn't have that grip between my teeth enough. I felt like I went in a bit lethargic, and I was happy because it was my first TV game back, and I didn't play horrendously, but I expect a lot better than myself than that. So it's down to me to put the work in, and I've become a bit lazy, obviously, during lockdown, which I'm sure a lot of the players will admit they've done the same. I got really good at golf, but I've started putting the hours in now, and hopefully I'm going away for 5 days next week with the family. So I'll have a truck this weekend, 5 days away, and then I'll be on it 3 or 4 hours a day, building up to the Premier League.
Yeah, you mentioned you don't think you're playing as well as you could, but you are still getting the results. So that just shows how far your game has come along now. That your B game is good enough to win. Well, good enough to make deep runs in events.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the summer series, I got beat first game of the first day, and I was, oh my god, where we go. But I played okay. I think I had like a 94, 95, and fans expect 100 averages all the time, but it doesn't happen in the real world, 95 averages is a steady game of darts, and I lost that, and I kind of, after that, I played, like I say, I got away with some stuff. Some stuff was pretty poor. I think I won a game against my mate Mickey Mansell with an 82. You know what I mean? But then the game after I banged in a 97, 98. So I played okay. I had a few good runs, and most importantly, it was getting some match practice behind me. And I probably played, I don't know, say 15 matches, 20 matches over that 5 days.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, I've had my match practice now, I'll be ready for the match play, but I was wrong.
I'm going to leave it with one last question now.
Yeah.
And I ask this to everyone. I think you're in a decent position to answer it. Who are your top 5 greatest players of all time, going from 5 to 1?
The top 5 greatest players of all time?
Yeah, from 5 to number 1.
Right, well, all the old boys, because I only started watching darts probably 8 years ago, so I've never really seen the old boys play. So I'm going to do it. I'll name them in since I've been playing. That I believe. So, right, top 5. So I'm just trying to think of my 5 before I answer it. So you got Ib. Right, so I'm going to go for greatest players of all time. From 5 down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for Adrian Lewis.
Yeah.
Number 5. I'm going to go for what's his name? I'll go for Gary Anderson.
Yeah.
Raymond van Barneveld.
Yeah.
Michael van Gerwen. Phil Taylor.
There we go. That wasn't too hard, was it?
Yeah, because obviously a lot of people going about your Bristols and your jockeys.
Yeah.
I've never even seen them play darts.
Exactly.
So it'd be wrong for me to say their names. So the people that I've played against or certainly watched growing up, they're my top 5.
Well, hopefully you'll be in the mix soon to be in that top 5.
Hopefully, pal. Hopefully. Yeah. Top 10 will do.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a massive pleasure. And obviously you've got the resumption of the Premier League coming up, and then you've got the autumn series. So
Yeah.
I wish you all the best going into that.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Yeah.
thanks, Nate. Have a good day.
No problem. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye.